consistently all week long. Alicia Sacramone, already a medalist here in individual event finals to go with the American team gold medal. Nastia Liukin goes into first with a 7.1. Look at her difficulty. Her execution scores range from 8.8 to 9.5.
It's very interesting for two judges to be 7/10 off.
In terms of difficulty.
Right.
The high and low are thrown, in terms of execution. The high and low are thrown out. And the 4 scores in the middle are averaged to determine the execution score. Ksenia Semyonova, this could be a highlight. She has a routine that rivals the others in terms of difficulty. And she qualified first coming into this.
Beautiful Tkachev.
Oh, how nice. That's impossible.
To a giant full. Wow. Huge Jaeger.
The youngest member of the Russian team.
Inbar Stalder. Very nice.
Delchev. She scored a 16.325 in qualifying. So she has the ability to score even more than Liukin if she nails this routine. Boy, her technique is good.
Wow.
Oh. Piked Arabian double front. That was just insane. That reverse hack to a giant full twist. How do you get the kind of swing out of a reverse hack to pull that off?
Well, first of all, she is little enough to be able to swing between the bars. And so it's really virtually swinging like on a high bar.
That's right.
For her. But no, she definitely gets great amplitude on her releases.
Just 14 years of age. She'll turn 15 in October.
She's very aggressive on the kick, the tap of her skills.
Couple of minor form deductions, but in all, technically quite good. That leg separation is acceptable because in that move it's called a Delchev, which is a half turn to a front, differentiating it from a Ginger, which is a backflip with a half. She tucks down the dismount. And in that regard, she and Nastia Liukin are on a similar par because they both had a little form deduction in the air as well as a step on the landing. So it comes down to the other elements in the routine separating Liukin and Semyonova as to who ends up on top here. You see Nastia untaping that ankle that has plagued her for the last year, not allowing her to be at her best. She has had success on the bars, no question about it. Semyonova, just 14 years of age, from Tula, Russia.
Well, the trend in this finals today and throughout the meet seems to be difficulty over execution. Like if you have the difficulty, they'll try to be a little more lenient with you with your score.
But I'm not sure that's happening because if you have more skills, then you have more opportunities for deductions, which the B panel seems to be taking, but inconsistently, I should say.
I agree.
The point is that it needs to be consistent. I don't care what the rules are, whether 10-0 is perfect or 17.2 is perfect. The point is it needs to be consistent. And there is some concern when they created the new rules that they set it up so that there would be less cheating, but I'm not so sure that's worked. 7.2, her degree of difficulty, more than Liukin, which allows her to a 16.3. She will move into first place. Nastia Liukin in second place as we look at Germany's Marie-Sophie Hinderman.
Nice Poshnikova 2-pack. Short of handstand a bit. I'll get her there. Ooh, that pirouette went slightly over handstand. Uh-oh. Broke rhythm a little. Beautiful shoot over. Again, a little short of handstand.
Very nice form on the dismount.
Very nice.
And that's a tough landing. The 16-year-old from Tübingen, which is the hometown of the legendary Eberhard Ginger, former world champion and member of the International Gymnastics Hall of Fame, tuning in Germany, which is not far from Stuttgart here. 14th in the all-around final, and she qualified 7th into the uneven bars final. Had a 15.75 in qualifying.
Take a look at a replay of her routine. Great Jaeger. That was huge.
The German team placed 7th here. The top 12 teams in the world advance as complete teams to next year's Olympic Games in Beijing. Teams that placed lower than that will be able to send some individuals. A total of 98 men and 98 women will compete in artistic gymnastics in next year's Olympic Games in China. Two gymnasts to go. Beth Tweddle, the 21-year-old from England, lives in Liverpool, where she's coached by Amanda Harrison Kirby. Qualified 3rd into the final, but she is the reigning world champion. She has the type of routine that can win a medal here, perhaps even gold. Although Semyonova has set the bar very high today, as well as Liukin. Well, what a shock. We have a delay in the scoring, as there seems to be a discussion about the discrepancy in these scores, which has been the theme all week long. As the judges figure it out, we'll step away for a minute and give them a chance to come up with the accurate score.
WCSN brings you another defining moment from the championship corner.
This is Michaela Kiergasser, the 21-year-old. Kiergasser, who's skiing with a bandage on her thumb that she injured in training on Friday here in Sierra Nevada, says it doesn't expect to be a factor, and it's not, because she's in the first place by 0.4 of a second. Kiergasser knocks her teammate from the lead, and she's in first.
Kick. Verb. To thrust out the foot or feet with force. Noun. A feeling of pleasure or marked enjoyment. A thrill. Kick. Also known as a burst of speed at the end of a race. Open your mind.
The course is set. Destination, the four corners, where background, stats, and stories are mapped out each week. Race and track. Over and in the water. On the snow for winter sports. And on and off the floor. Meet the athletes, get the stories, and see the action as WCSN takes you inside the sport, inside the corner. The four corners, where only the best need apply.
WCSN.com brings you a winter wonderland.
Let's get ready to take flight.
Pure poetry.
Watch World Championships.
Oh, good God!
Be a part of every world record.
This guy is capable of going really far at any time.
Watch your favorite champions win medals daily. Only at WCSN.com.
Bart Connor and Tasha Schweikert back here for the final performances in the women's uneven bar final. Hopefully they have straightened things out and they have a score. Marie-Sophie Hinderman, 15.875, a 6.8 start score. As you see some of her German fans cheering her on. Beth Tweddle, 2003 World Championships, she got the bronze, and then 2005, she got the bronze, and in 2006, she won the gold. Let's see what she comes up with today. Qualified third into this final. Big.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love that
I love
combination.
watching Beth. She's great.
Look at that toe point. Her
Very
third
nice.
big release.
Beautiful Shaposhnikova.
A couple of little leg separations here and there. They're minor.
Oh. See right there, lose her back slightly.
Right.
All right, pulls it out.
Amanda Harrison Kirby, her coach, 1984 British Olympian. We know her well. Beth Tweddle also qualified for the finals on floor exercise, and in the driver's seat right now is Ksenia Semyonova.
What I like about Beth is her precision and her skills. She really hits the handstands well, gets great height and amplitude, beautiful
She really
toe point.
changed her routine dramatically from a couple of years ago where she did all those pirouetting skills, and they all finished past handstand, which she knows is a potential for deduction. So she opted to do more release moves, and in combination with excellent form, smart, talented young lady to be able to completely change your style on this event to maximize your score. She's the first British gymnast to win a world championship. She had shoulder surgery earlier this year and yet looked to be in fine form tonight. What a shock, a scoring delay.
I like what you were saying about Beth and the change of her routines, because I can contest with Beth on only doing releases. The pirouettings are what causes discrepancies of scores.
Right.
They have to
Handstands.
complete within 10 degrees of handstand, or else one judge is going to count it, the other judge isn't going to count it, and that's where you run into problems. So, I mean, release is a release. If you're on, you're on. If you're off, obviously.
And the deductions in gymnastics are 1/10, 3/10, 5/10, and 8/10 of a point, depending on the size of the error or if there's a complete fall. In my era, you could deduct up to 2, up to 3 for certain deductions. And so when you're looking at a gymnast with a minor form deduction, is it 1/10 or 3/10? You have to decide. 16.125. She, with a 6.9 degree of difficulty, will end up in 4th place and out of the medals at this point, and one gymnast yet to go. So Semyonova, the leader. Liukin in second.
Sujong Hong up. Beautiful 1.5. Oh no, that's great. Lands in perfect handstand.
Second into the final.
Beautiful Tkachev.
Wow.
Wow. Great handstand. Wow.
Oh, we're going to be looking at a good score. She was great on the vault. Earned a medal. Boy, she does a lot of hard stuff. Good execution. A 22-year-old from Pyongyang.
The clarity of her skills is what I like best. I mean, she hits the handstands and hits it and holds. And you see it clear. Tkachev catches and really pushes out. Gets a good swing.
We mentioned that the Korean team very mysterious. We don't see them at many of the major world competitions. It could be funding, thanks to the good research and notes from Amanda Turner from International Gymnast Magazine. They don't show up at a lot of events, and in fact, this year they were fined by the International Gymnastics Federation for not paying their dues. So it could be the fact that we don't see them on the international scene as much just because they can't afford to send their athletes all around the globe to compete in the major events.
That was a great Tkachev shoot over.
And a nice shoot half to the low bar and transition back up to the high bar. Good rhythm throughout.
Tja, und auch wenn jetzt schon feststeht, dass Marie-Sophie keine Medaille geholt hat, nicht nur ihre Finalkarte.
I'm interested to see what kind of execution deductions they're going to give her.
Eine klasse Leistung, oder?
Good, then maybe you can explain. 6-6 jury A, 15-6-5, and her execution score is all pretty consistent at low nines. So Ksenia Semyonova will get the gold. Congratulations to the 14-year-old from Russia. They have had a disappointing World Championships, but a gold medal makes things feel a little bit better. Nastia Liukin, who congratulates her, will finish 5 100ths of a point behind, and Yang Yiling, 15 100 points behind. Liukin will be third. By 25 thousandths of a point, the reigning world champion, Beth Tweddle, will finish out of the medals totally. Well, that does it for the women's uneven bar finals. When we come back, we will switch back over to the men as they will be getting set to perform on the rings.
CSN.com brings you a winter wonderland.
Let's get ready to take flight.
Pure poetry.
Watch World Championships.
Oh, good God!
Be a part of every world record.
This guy is capable of going really far at any time.
Watch your favorite champions win medals daily. Only at WCSN.com. WCSN brings you another defining moment from the championship corner.
Renata Gutschel, one of the most decorated Super G skiers of all time, doing her thing, and oh, she just knifed those turns there. No problems with the line. Skiing in pain? Well, it's going to feel real good when she crosses the line. Renata Gutschel by a full second. No question about who is the #1 Super G skier this season.
A single line, etched into space and time, is limitless to some. But to others, it's the edge. Go! WCSN embraces its wild side with athletes willing to put it all on the line for the gold. If you spin it, flip it, jump it, grind it, you'll find it all lands here on WCSN. The Edge. Stay on or falter. WCSN.com brings you the countdown to Beijing.
What a performance there. It's going to be too close to call. And she does it.
Watch World Championships.
Unbelievable stuff here at the World Championships.
Be a part of every world record.
The new world record for the Americans.
Watch your favorite champions win medals daily. Only at WCSN.com.
No matter where you live, life in the oceans depends on you. To keep our oceans clean, recycle and dispose of trash properly. To learn what you can do, go to keepoceansclean.org.
And they're away at the men's 4x400 meter relay. So the U.S. still well back. It's a big gap to make up. The United States would not win the title unless Darrell Williamson has some unbelievable sprint left in him down this final finishing stretch, which is not out of the question. Williamson lifting beautifully. Can he pass and win the title? Yes! The U.S. men win the title.
All bets are off when Saturday Night at the Track takes the air on WCSN. See the world's best displaying the speed, skill, and focus necessary to win a world title. Whether it's on the pavement, at the track, or on the dirt, the finish line is all that matters. So forget win and place. The only show you need is Saturday night at the track.
Here are the top 8 strongmen in the world currently who will contend for medals in the steel rings final. This is going to be a treat as the beef, the biceps, and the deltoids will be displayed. Just as we said, you can recognize a Pommel Horse specialist. You can also kind of recognize a ring guy.
Look at these guys. If there was ever a world's strongest man competition in gymnastics, it's the rings master.
They might not be able to pick up a Toyota, but in terms of strength to weight ratio,
right,
pound for pound, you're looking at some of the strongest athletes in the world, including Jordan Yovchev at 34 years of age.
Incredible.
Kevin Tan from the United States. A good opportunity here because he has an incredibly difficult routine. Good opportunity for the Americans. Yang Wei, the world champion, and Chen Yibing, the reigning world champion on this event. This is going to be...
This is, I'm predicting a pretty close one here.
Oh, yeah. It's going to come down to minor details.
Unlike Pommel Horse, rings is a more relatively easy event to hit, so it's going to come down to the gymnast that hits their routine the best. Looking forward to this part.
Me too, Raj. I wish you were out there with those guys.
I wish I was there. I wish I was there.
WCSN brings you another defining moment from the championship corner.
Reich, a multiple winner here in Schladming. Here comes the split. And Reich's in front. Now the real work begins. Listen to this crowd. Almost 50,000. Benny and Ike. He's got it. First place.
Beam. Noun. Long piece of timber or array of light. Verb. To send a broadcast signal. To smile. Beam. Also known as a prop to balance on.
Well, that was a big moment for Yokin. The first one to go on the beam in that rotation.
Wrestling fans are in for a treat here. Mahin Lopez of Cuba. Last year's world champion. This man is a beast. 1-0 lead right now for Lopez. Stands up with it and goes for the throw. The mat official awards 5. It's confirmed, and that will end the bout. This match didn't last very long. They call that a suplex in professional wrestling. Here it's a 5-point throw and a victory.
That is a new American record.
And they are off, lifting nicely here at the end. She does still have a shot.
Here comes the sprint. And here they come side by side. Italy will win the world championship.
Every trip, every time.
California, here I come!
Buckle up so you and your friends get home safely.
I must scream it to the world from the top of someplace very high.
Seatbelts save lives.
Okay.
Visit NHTSA.gov.
Low and slow.
Best friend, what are you going to do?
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
That is spectacular advice.
Ever since the dawn of man, or shortly thereafter, men have claimed Monday night. Not anymore. It's Ladies' Night on WCSN, a Monday night tradition. Whether it's the women of downhill or the grace of gymnastics, Ladies' Night boasts the 2-for-1 special. Women in sports and the sports women love. So if you're the type of woman who'd rather cycle than shop, grab the remote, because now Monday nights are for the ladies too. Ladies' Night every Monday night on WCSN.
Here we go, Raj. Alexander Safoshkin, the 31-year-old from Rostov-on-Don in Russia, now lives in Moscow. Qualified 6th. We mentioned this in the team competition. He's a great specialist on their team. Does vault, rings, and parallel bars typically. Quit gymnastics, went into the circus for 7 years, and then returned to become a specialist on the rings. Last year he was 6th in the World Championships.
It's rare to see a gymnast to leave the professional arena and go on to the performing arts and then return and be a player on rings.
Of course, it's likely that what he did in the circus was do the rings,
right.
So it wasn't like he stepped out completely from it.
That first sequence there was extremely difficult. That was a Zarian, the Maltese, and then press to invert, so he'll be awarded maximum connection bonus on that.
He had a 16.475. Oh, positions are good.
Positions are really nice.
It's really going to be very minor details separating the medalists here.
Details just like that. He didn't hold that plange element quite long enough, kind of wobbled in it. And it's kind of unfortunate that he is the first guy up, because he has a very good ring routine. And for those of you who don't know, it's a random draw. So one of the best guys might happen to go first, and usually the first routine is a base routine for a lot of the judges.
I have another suggestion for the rules. If there are 8 guys in the final, the top 4 qualifiers should be among the last 4 to go.
I agree.
And then the qualifiers 5th through 8th should have to go in the first 4. So that it's not a complete random draw, but there is some seeding, which gives you essentially you learn to seed because of your qualifying score. In this case, it has often determined medalists. And how many times have you been in a major competition and you qualify for the final and you realize, oh my God, I go first.
I go first, yeah.
You just feel like it's done.
It is. It's hard, especially when you're a strong medal contender like Safoshkin. It's interesting to note about that seeding. You see it in other sports. You don't see it in gymnastics too much outside of the team competition.
Right, the team competition, they do seed, and they give the best teams the best rotation. I think in the event finals they should consider a top half and a bottom half.
I agree.
For the finalists. In a way, giving you a reward for having qualified so well. Instead, everybody starts at 0 and you're on your own. Hey, guess what? A scoring discrepancy.
Wonder who he's calling.
They're ordering out for pizza.
Yeah, that might be it.
Good opportunity to remind people how you do qualify to the Olympics. The 12 best teams go as complete teams. The teams, 2 best gymnasts for each of the gymnastics teams that place 13th, 14th, and 15th in the world will go. So 2 will get to go. From teams that place 16th, 17th, or 18th in the world, just 1 gets to go. And then 1 gymnast, the best ranked at competition 1, the qualifying, all around. The 6 gold medalists from this competition automatically get invited to the Olympics next year. So one way, if you're not on the best team, to guarantee your spot in the Olympics is to win here. And then 3 gymnasts designated by the International Gymnastics Federation's Executive Committee that give precedence to basically geography. If you happen to come from South Africa and they want to encourage gymnastics programs in South Africa, they can give you a wild card slot into the Olympics based on geographical diversity. And then 1 final slot allocated by the International Olympic Committee. If that person hasn't made the Olympics based on all those other parameters, then the International Olympic Committee has the ability to suggest to International Gymnastics Federation 1 athlete who they would like to see in the Olympics based on their own set of preferences. So
be interesting to see who's filled those cards. And here we have the score for Alexander Safoshkin.
6.9, his degree of difficulty, 16.075.
Most of the guys here in rings will start in the high 16s. Some, actually the best, will start above 17.
And the medalists are all in that sort of 7.1 to 7.4.
That's right.
Start value score.
Rings is actually where you see the highest starts in the entire competition.
Regulu Carmona now, the 26-year-old from Caracas.
Nice. Azarian Maltese. Push to invert. That will be an F plus an E. That's hard.
First appearance for any Venezuelan in a world event finals, so historic moment for Venezuelans program.
And he definitely looks like he belongs. His positions are very, very nice.
Pan American Games champion.
All right, not a bad routine. Sure, he's going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, probably take a little bit more than that to be a medalist.
Yeah. And this event, a little bit more than some of the others, the judges know who the players are coming in. As much as I hate to say it, a little bit of what you've done in the past plays into this event. Nice Maltese
There's no
position.
Denying his positions were very accurate, and
then push out from that such level Maltese is incredibly hard.
Without raising the shoulders up. That's how you get that connection bonus, a skill that goes from a lower position to a higher position. In an ascending phase, you have the chance to get connection bonus. So very nicely done.
That dismount could have been done a little bit better. The judges are definitely going to take note of that pike down. They want to see the gymnast flare open their dismount and prepare for the landing rather than sort of twisting right into the ground.
7.0 his degree of difficulty. A wide range in his execution scores from 8.8 to 9.4, 16.175.
And that's a good score for
a
first-time finalist on rings here. And this man, this guy is strong. He's actually a good friend of mine. Spent some time in Houston with him. He's a really nice guy.
World champion in 2005 and the bronze medal in 2006. Coming into today's final, tied with Chen Yibing in qualifying. This is a true specialist. This is all he does is rings.
He is absolutely magnificent in his positions.
This is the kind of guy who walks into the gym and you go, oh yeah, you're a ring guy, right?
Yeah.
You'd never mistake him for a Pommel Horse guy.
His positions are so crisp. He hits them right away. A little bit of leg separation on those Yamawakis. Maybe 1/10ers. That invert position. Shoulders are well in the rings. It's very nice.
Somewhat of a reminder of Yuri Keki.
Yeah.
The great Lord of the Rings from... Oh, nice. He piked it down a little bit, but he did stick it.
Squeaked it around.
Yuri Keki, of course, was a terrific all-arounder, then just became a specialist on the rings and won the World Championship many times and the Olympics. And these guys last a long time. I mean, Yuri's 27. Jordan Yovchev from Bulgaria is in the final. He's 34. How can they last so long?
You know, for some of these gymnasts, it's contradictory to some of the other events. The older you get, maybe sometimes the stronger you get.
Good point. And many of them are professionals. They travel around the world competing in the World Cup circuit.
Just doing rings.